Hi, friends. It's Mrs. McCarver, and it's time for today's reading lesson. Yesterday, we learned about how we can look at our books and decide if they're going to be an easy or a hard book. And when we read those harder books, we're working on building up our muscles. Can you show me your muscles? That's right. And don't forget, our brain is a muscle too. That's the muscle we're trying to make stronger by reading harder books. So, today we're going to be starting to strengthen some of our superpowers. That's what we're going to use to grow our muscles, right? Here are all the superpowers we've learned. Today, we're going to give one of these powers extra strength. Give me a big extra strength. Yes, we're strengthening our pointer power. Look, we put some muscles on there. That's right. We're going to make sure we are using our extra strength pointer power because using our pointer power helps us to make sure that we're saying the right number of words and the right words on the page. It helps us to keep track of our reading. Let's see what this extra strength pointer power looks like when we're in a book. Okay, friends, it's time for us to use our extra strength pointer power. Remember, our pointer power helps us make sure we're saying a word for every word we see on the page. And sometimes in our books that are easy or that have just a few words on the page, that's pretty easy. We don't really need to point. We're getting good at this. I can read this title without even having to point. At the farm. I see those words right away. But sometimes when our books get a little trickier, it's important to use that extra strength pointer power to make sure we're saying the words that we see on the page. A cat is at the farm. That seemed pretty easy. You might have even been able to read it without pointing. But when I go to the next page, a cat is at the farm. Wait a second. I see that cat again, but that sounds like the same thing I said. Oh, maybe this is a kitten. A kitten is at the farm. Well, let me make sure what I said matches what's on the page when I use my pointer power. A kitten is at the farm. Did that match? It did not. I thought this book was going to be easy and I was going to read it right away. But I need to make sure I'm using my pointer power because when I read all those words I thought I knew, I noticed there were still some words left. So what I said did not match what's on the page. This, by pointing right here, it gets my mind ready to look and think about that word. It can't be A. And a little kitten is at the farm too. That page had a lot more words than I was expecting on it. So when I use my extra strength pointer power, and a little kitten is at the farm too, it helped me to say the exact number of words on the page. When we're seeing those words that are across two lines, using our pointer finger can help us make sure we're staying on track. A dog is, I'm at the end of this line, so I have to come back to the beginning of the next line. At the farm. I almost said, a dog is at the farm too. But then, because I was using my pointer power, I realized I can't say another word. I have to make it match what I see. Oh, look, it's a puppy. Now I understand how this book is working. It's telling me about the animal and then the baby animal. The animal and the baby animal. Can you point with me and match my words while I read? And a little puppy is at the farm too. Were you able to point just like me and use that extra strength pointer power? I bet you were. Okay, friends, your job today is to use that extra strength pointer power. We're getting to be better readers, and we feel like we might be able to read without pointing. But we also realize that now our books are getting a little bit harder. So we still want to try to use our superpowers to help us keep track of what we're reading. So today, make sure that when you have a harder book that you're working on, you're using your extra strength pointer power.